Hey guys, Coldbrew here. Welcome back to another Raid Shadow Legends video. And today, I'm not here by myself. I got my good friend Nubkicks here, who for the first time has joined me for a collab. It's been a long time since we did something together in that sense, and like a collab. We did the faction wars where we were against each other, but we just finished a collab video on his channel. So yeah, definitely check that out. I'll have links down below, of course, for you guys. Nubkicks, welcome to the video. How are you, man?
Thank you. I'm good. It's not been that long. We just did the Clover draft. We've blanked out that horrible memory. The two of us, the non-one keys. Like never happened. Never happened.
It's fine. It's fine. We'll think about our teams better next time, and we'll do better. It was all fun for sure. So what we covered, Nubkicks, what we covered before on your channel was basically the live arena. Okay, so if you guys, the audience, remember, the live arena will be something that's coming to the game. It will be huge, and it will also have, you know, a lot of possibilities for us in picking champions and banning champions. That is what we covered on his video. But on my channel, we're going to cover something else. The rewards coming out of live arena, the thing that's make people, you know, really fight for it every single day, and not just for getting the top rank. It's also upgrading that new great hole, which is going to be called the area bonuses of the great hole instead of the affinity bonuses that we currently have. These areas cover different parts of the game, but is mostly dungeons and the clan bosses at the moment. Who knows in the future, but at the moment, this is what it covers. So what we're going to do today is talk about what might be the priorities for like a newer account going into these. And since the live arena will be unlockable, I think from level 50 onwards, I think, if I remember correctly. So this will be available to basically new players like a couple months in, and the options are really gonna make it hard for you, because again, there's going to be no way to reset this as it is with the affinity bonuses. So picking one of these upgrades every single time will be kind of crucial, so that you don't waste your, you know, the new medals that you'll be getting. So do you want to get this started, or should I? Yeah, you should do it, because you're the guest. You're the guest on my channel today.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, potion keeps, that's definitely priority number one. No, we're definitely not upgrading potion keeps. I think this is actually really interesting. One thing you can see in the background there, actually, that was a really good place to pause and maybe rewind it a couple of seconds. You
This
see
one.
that you've got like grade 2 and grade 3. I think potion keeps might be grade 1, which is going to change.
I think so.
Yeah.
If I go, yeah, grade 1 here on the top.
That's why, because it's so rubbish. But like basically kind of changing the prices. So that could definitely affect stuff for sure in a big way. I think you made a really good point there. Actually, something I hadn't considered before we sat down to record, which is this could be something that even newer players are going to get. And, you know, for a newer player, Clover draft fresh on the brain, right? The
Yeah.
Demon Lord is priority 1, right? Because Demon Lord, that's going to give you that renewable source of shards and of books. So certainly it's a grade 3 upgrade. You can see it at the bottom when it scrolls to it.
Yeah.
It's going to be expensive to upgrade that. That's pretty rough. And I think certainly for a later game player, unless they add like super ultra nightmare clan boss at some point, you're obviously not going to be upgrading the Demon Lord. But for a newer player, maybe. I'm curious what you think about that. But maybe it's something that could be worthwhile, right? To help you get, you know, the speeds to get your speed tune working. Just be careful you don't break your speed tune if you've got a speed tune.
Yeah, yeah, of course the speed tunes are something that is fixable. It's not that bad if you put the speed in. I don't think speed will be so important for Demon Lord or even Hydra. Potion keeps, I think it's guaranteed nobody will put a point in there. And nobody should put a point. Please, now think of no.
I have one thing where maybe, which is not in the game yet, but if they add another set of like missions, right? Because like with the Great Hall is like upgrade something to level 10. Like I don't know if we could see the video exactly, and obviously all that stuff is pending, you know, changes pending. But maybe it could be worth it if the grade 1 stuff is super cheap. You might be like, I'll just throw some medals in there just to complete a mission.
Just to get a mission
done. Totally
done.
wasting them, right?
I would, like, me personally, I wouldn't go for that. Even if there was a mission, I would stick to, let's say, the area which I won as an endgame player, and we'll cover that in the end. But for now, we're covering like the newer players. What I think is you covered it. The Demon Lord, the most important thing in the game. In there's a couple of things that can help boost your damage for the Demon Lord, because we've got HP, attack, defense, ignore defense, which is completely new, speed completely new again, and then crit damage, resistance, and accuracy, which are what we have already for the other part of the bonuses. So what I was thinking is, would new players be benefiting from focusing on affinity bonuses, let's say on accuracy, but then also focusing on accuracy on area bonuses, so that they completely ignore accuracy almost on their gear? Because the limit is, let's say, 250 accuracy or so for the highest difficulty. You're probably going to be able to get it completely from Great Hall bonuses at a point. Because if it's do they cover it? I don't think they click on the amount of accuracy that we get. It's not really visible. We see the speed, so it's plus 20 speed, but for the accuracy, if let's say it's the same, like plus 80 on rank 10, that's gonna be huge. Or maybe that is the wrong way to go, completely wrong way to go, because already with affinity bonuses we get a lot of accuracy, and then with an amulet and a banner you're pretty much good to go. Then maybe ignore defense will be nice, just boosting your damage a lot. Critical damage.
I mean, one nice thing would be, with the banner, it could mean, like you said, you could ignore that accuracy banner, and if you got a killable team, you could be like, okay, I've got a HP or a defense banner on,
right?
Or I could have like an attack banner on and up the damage in an unkillable type team. Like that could actually make a pretty big difference, and especially because I'm thinking for a newer player as well. Your banners could be really limited, being able to grind like we grind Spider like crazy for Clan v Clan. We get loads of accessories, but a newer player, you can be really limited, and that can be tough as well because you're relying on the banner having the speed for a speed tune sometimes. So yeah, having that freedom of using whatever banner is best, that could be quite valuable by getting the accuracy, probably for reasonably low price, at least for the first few levels. You might not upgrade accuracy on Demon Lord all the way up to 10, but it might be quite cheap to upgrade it to level 4 or something. Or level 3 even with the bronze medals. That could be quite doable for like quite a quick power up to
yeah, it's not very clear from the video on how quickly we'll be able to complete these Great Hall bonuses, but let's say if what we see on the video, of course it's going to be subject to change, but we assume based on what we see that this is going to be it. Unless we get our hands on it through a test server, we can't really know for sure. A good example of that, level 1 is 100 of those bronze medals, so the lowest difficulty, the bronze medals, and how you'll acquire that. If you go into one of the battles as part of the video, I think when the battle is over, I think it shows on how much you get. Let me see if I can find it. 30 minutes limit. Yeah, so here, out of a victory, which I'm guessing this is the lowest at 900. I'm guessing this is bronze 1, right? That's what I'm guessing.
Yeah.
And they get 20 of these medals. Again, we don't know if this is going to be actually it, but 20, it's a fifth of what you need to get the level 1 upgrade on grade 3, which is the Demon Lord and Hydra. So it's going to be at least if this stands, it's going to be quicker to upgrade these bonuses than how the normal Great Hall is, because even on the bronze level you need 50 medals and you get 1 medal per victory, but this is 20 medals and you need 100, so 5 victories here will mean 1 upgrade. So it will be quicker. So the decisions need to be made wisely, because you'll have that decision to be done every couple of days or so, at least for the very first few levels. So you gotta be careful, but also you might be the guy, okay, I get these so quickly that I don't need to stretch too much. It all depends on your playstyle.
That's right. Can I ask you, so we're talking about like earlier players, right? Demon Lord, obviously for me and you, I don't think we're going to be investing in Demon Lord. What about you? What are you looking at for endgame saying, okay,
so
this is
I think 90% of endgame players to 95% of endgame players will ignore almost every single one of these areas and completely focus on Fire Knight.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see why. That it's a
I
tiny, teeny bit harder than the
I
other
can
dungeons.
see everybody going for Fire Knight speed.
Mhm.
The
Yep.
extra speed is gonna be nice. You're gonna need
Yep.
that plus 20 speed to
Yeah.
because bosses at stage difficulty 10 that we have right now on hard 10, the bosses are 245, 250, I think.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so you need a lot of speed plus all the other stats and gear and awakenings. And Fire Knight is proven to be the most difficult one with the fastest team I've seen in a screenshot. It was like a 2 minute 10 or
Yeah, same.
something with specific champions, specific awakenings. All of them had Phantom Touch. It's
Yeah, it's
it's stupid.
ridiculous.
It's ridiculous, stupid, and this is where everybody seems to be having difficulty in terms of the end game players. And when we say end game player, we are talking about us who can do Ultra Nightmare. So upgrading our Demon Lord battles is there's no reason to do that. Hydra, the same thing. It depends if you can one key all the difficulties, but if you can do that, then why would you upgrade it more? Unless you want to see bigger numbers. You wanna see your upgrades go to where you're struggling, right? That's the idea that I can think of. And right now, I don't struggle at Dragon. I don't struggle at Spider. Ice Golem, I don't care really. Even if I struggle, I don't care.
Yeah, exactly.
I've seen videos on Chronum, by the way, so that's interesting. But that's for another discussion. Potion keeps, I don't know why they put it in there. I think it's a bait. So Fire Knight is the obvious one for me. What about you?
Yeah, well, I mean, one of the big questions for me is, which of course we don't know and we can't know the answer to, is what comes in the future. I mean, there's been a new Hydra head on that loading screen for forever. They had a roadmap with higher Hydra difficulties. So I think it's certainly something to consider. Like you said, you'll at least, it seems like we'll earn medals fairly quick. So you could transition into Hydra if needed. But I'd say like Super Ultra Nightmare Demon Lord seems fairly unlikely. You never know, but seems unlikely. But another difficulty of Hydra, I think, is actually quite likely at some point. I could definitely see them releasing that later in the year. And with that, that's where that Hydra stuff could actually become really important. And specifically for Hydra, I'd be looking at speed, would actually for me be the number one thing. Like, I think if you upgrade to like Ultra Nightmare Hydra and their speeds go up, you're going to want to have your speeds go up too by a comparable amount. So I'd be looking at that. And I'd also be looking at accuracy for Hydra as a big thing, possibly even resistance.
Speed,
I was kind of
resistance,
thinking,
accuracy is the bane.
yeah.
Even on my account for that nightmare, trying to the mischief head trying to tank the buff steal, right?
Yep.
So it's a lot of resistance required. So yeah, I can see that with a higher difficulty for sure.
Yeah. And I think certainly was something I was considering, man, resistance or accuracy, which you go for. Accuracy is really good for everyone, and that would obviously help it, getting Royal Guards or Husks to do their debuffs on like Ultra Nightmare Hydra and still have the damage. But like with accuracy, you've got loads of perception gear. I don't have that much resistance gear, like you said. Ice Golem, it's not something we're too excited about. So yeah, and then obviously ignore defense could be huge for those max HP nukers if we imagine higher difficulty. So that's like you said, a very good point. If you're killing the Hydra stuff right now already, that's not something that's going to be important. But if you're progressing on it, or if new difficulties come, I would definitely be looking into that stuff. And I'd be looking at, probably speed, resistance, accuracy, ignore defense as like the critical things. And maybe HP is just something that's generally good. But yeah, that's something I'm looking at.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a good thing that you mentioned Hydra, because I totally forgot that we don't have an Ultra Nightmare. So
No.
that's the obvious way that they could go in the future in there, which is it's honestly bound to happen. It was supposed to happen last year, but with all the things happening, it didn't. So I'm expecting something for Hydra. Demon Lord, I completely knock it out of discussion because it's the best way to get rewards. So are they going to give us better rewards? No,
that's true.
no. It's knowing Clarion. It's no. So it's gonna be Hydra, where you're gonna get stone skin and protection, or maybe like a new set or a new champion in there. Like Mithrala 2.0 or something. But
Yeah.
yeah, I can see Hydra, and then I can also see dungeons becoming so
Yeah.
difficult with more, let's say they open up another 5 stages in the next 6 months, and then another 5, then another
Yep.
5. So I can totally see that happening, and with that way they make it even more speed required, more accuracy required. So instead of 350 that we need now, I think,
Yeah.
yeah,
It could go
you'll
so
need,
high.
yeah, 450. That's a lot plus the speed.
Yeah. I
So
mean,
it's
yeah, my assumption is that we will go up to stage 25 of those hard mode dungeons. I see, like, why
mm-hmm.
not? And I think it's gonna clearly be designed so that you will need this new Great
Yeah,
Hall
yeah,
fairly
yeah,
maxed out to take him on.
yeah.
So, like, spiders, I'd say spider looks pretty important as well. I don't know how important that would be because the hard spider seems quite easy, I would
Mm-hmm.
say, but
Yeah,
that's
it
definitely
seems like
something to
one strategy that kind of works
yeah.
as you go up.
Yeah,
Maybe more crit damage or ignore defense to kill the spider. The spiderlings become stronger
true.
compared to what they are right now. Maybe that's gonna be something that you'll need to worry.
Yes,
But
good
yeah,
point.
if you got those specific champions, and even without them, we've done so many strategies so far with defense down. Lydia plus Mithrala really
Yeah.
shine here. So for Spider,
Yeah.
um,
But it is the most important dungeon for endgame to be able to farm because it's the core of CVC as well. Like if you take that
yeah,
seriously, which
yeah, yeah, yeah,
some
yeah.
do,
You
some don't.
gotta have a fast team for this one if you want to help out the clan. For farming Spider, or else you gotta drop back to the
Yeah.
normal ones, and yeah, that's not as good for points anymore.
Mm,
But what I was also thinking is that how the cost of this is going to be in terms of upgrading it, because we're going to have 5 battles here. You don't see it on the top, but it's 5 medals required to fight in live arena every single day. So 5 fights. Let's say you win all 5. That's 100
yeah.
of those bronze medals as an example every single day.
Hmm.
But then that could be refreshable. So what I'm guessing is what they're gonna do. It's not they're not gonna do like we have on. Let me show you the normal arenas where we have you go into the arena and you can just click here and use 40 gems or your classic arena refills and get that done. I think it's gonna be something that goes up in terms of cost to not encourage players to be refreshing all the time. It's going to have maybe such a high cost that it's going to stop players from spending, but of course it's going to be the whales that do that. But for the majority, they want
Yeah.
to keep it at a steady progression like they do with Tag Arena, where if you go to Tag Arena, this starts at 15, but then it goes up and up as you buy more of
Mhm.
these. So it will have like a limit up to 8 times, let's say, like how the Tag Arena is right now. So that's what I'm thinking
Yeah.
about the live arena.
I think so too. Yeah. It's like I don't know if they'd want to stop you spending. I think it's gonna be very expensive. That it's like
Mm.
it's Clarium. They're like, hey, you want a refill? It's gonna cost you a lot, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's weird because I've seen this in previous games. It's not something that I see for the first time, where
Mm,
refreshes go up in cost, and sometimes I would see it in games where they double, and then they double again, and then they double
yeah.
again. It becomes crazy. So yeah, there's gonna be that whale that doesn't care.
Of course.
100%. But the good thing is, for the 95% or even higher of the players, it doesn't matter for you guys, for that whale
Yeah.
exists. That whale will be on the top where you won't see him
You
and
will.
he won't bother you.
Yeah, that's it. Hopefully. Yeah, hopefully we get good matchmaking and it works and stuff. But I mean, that's something to
Yeah.
consider too. You're not gonna not like classic arena where hopefully you win most things because you can pick and
Mm,
choose your fights. Like you go in
yeah.
with your 5 tokens, you're not getting 5 wins. Let's be real. Uh,
Yeah.
there's no way. There's no way you're winning fight. Well, unless you're super lucky and very, very skilled and like
Maybe at the start you're gonna see,
yeah,
you get a lot of wins because the matchmaking is still handling itself, and the good
yeah.
players are gonna skyrocket with their refreshes to the top and fight each other. And then you're gonna
Mhm.
be fighting, let's say you only do the ones that they give you. So You're gonna be fighting whoever does the same thing as you. And if you've got a very good team versus theirs, then yeah, you'll get 5 wins. But as you go up and up and up, that's when
start losing.
Yeah, you're gonna start losing. You're gonna start be disappointed. I don't think it showed whether you get any from losses, which I'm guessing.
Oh yeah, that's a good question.
Like, we don't get anything from losses.
No, in the current
no, not even in Tag Arena. You actually don't get as many gold bars if you lose one of the 3. So I don't know if they'll do something totally different from Live Arena, because again, losing all 5 will feel so bad and it's not easy when you make it so that it's a limited part of the game, 1 hour a day or whatever they mentioned, 4 hours a day. It's gonna be open. You won't be able to have that 100% win ratio like in normal arena. So who knows? It's can't wait is what I wanted to say. I can't wait. It's gonna be fun. So I think this was a good part, especially since we only go with the data that we have from the videos and our guesswork based on our knowledge of the game. Nubkex, thank you so much for coming over to the channel. It was a ton of fun.
Thanks for having me on. It's great to actually like talk properly one-on-one. We've done like a couple of the big group collabs, but it's really cool to actually sit and chat to you one-on-one. So it's bedtime, right?
Again, guys, we did cover another big part of the live arena over in Nubkex video. We have I'll have the link down below in the description and comments of my video right now. Thank you all so much for watching. Subscribe on both of our channels if you haven't already. We'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.